Construction Revolution 4.0. Do you know what it is? Interesting to note that there is this term or new term, what we call construction revolution 4.0. Do you know what it is? I think last year we have been introduced by the term industry forward, but that industry forward national policy and framework is being led by MITI. So most of the content and objective of that industry forward is actually meant for MITI, which is smart manufacturing. So they only look at smart manufacturing as the one of the fourth industrial revolution verticals. But in fact, there are a lot of others verticals which need to be addressed by the fourth industrial revolution. That includes healthcare, education, you name it, and one of them is construction. It's interesting to note that construction brings along with different challenges, and if you take a look at industry forward, there are about 10 technologies that be defined under the industry forward. One of them is big data analytics, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, cyber security, simulation, advanced material, additive manufacturing, which is like 3D printing, system integration, autonomous robots, Internet of Things, and cloud computing. So these are the enabling technologies for the smart manufacturing sectors. But it is slightly different from the construction revolution, I would say, the 4.0. They also have, we take a look at the whole life cycle of construction. For example, it started with design and planning, from conceptual to design and planning up to launching and execution, and finally you take a look at the operation and maintenance of the whole construction life cycle. We heard a lot about construction in other countries who have adopted the fourth industrial revolution technologies. They can even design a house within 24 hours, or even more than one house within 24 hours. China have constructed a lot of infrastructure within how many hours. A railway, for example, certain section of the areas which they construct buildings using 3D printing and so on and so forth. That transformed the way that how construction had been, in the fourth industrial revolution. So when we take a look at the whole technologies, the enabler of construction 4.0, I would say, there is one article that mentioned there are about 10, but I would like to add another 3 of them. The 10 technologies that have been defined by this future construction paper is that one of them, the pre-fabrication of modular construction. Secondly, they are looking at advanced building material. Thirdly, they are looking at 3D printing and the additive manufacturing. Fourth, the autonomous manufacturing or using robots. Fifth is the augmented reality and virtualization. Sixth is the big data and predictive analytics. 7 is about IoT. 8 is about cloud and real-time collaboration. 9th is about 3D scanning and photogrammetry, and 10 building information modeling. But we add 3 more. I would say the 11 is drones. 12 is the artificial intelligence, and 13 is, if not mistaken, drones, artificial intelligence. I forgot about the number 13. There is about 13 of them, and this is the enabler for the construction industry. So if you take a look at how we have, what stops us from becoming more productive in construction is because there's a lot of dependency on the labor, right? Manual labor. That's the reason why we have not been using machines to help us. We're still dependent on manual foreign labor, for example, because so cheap. And everyone wants to move to digitalization. They're using the building information modeling, BIM. Unfortunately, because even BIM had been used by the vendor themselves, but somehow after they have designed and virtualized it, conceptualized it, the information that they have in digital form can't be used, because in the construction site they still would like to have a manual or paper-based information. So it stops there. So it doesn't go across the whole life cycle of the construction industry. So it is not fully digitalized. So this is one of the main problems that they are facing in this industry. Of course, artificial intelligence, drones, robots are something which is far-fetched from now. And we take a look at the overall industry, the whole value chain, we are still a long way to go. But in fact, there are already initiatives to put in what we call the Construction 4.0 strategic plan to help Malaysia move forward. So we are also helping the government to look into 2020 up to 2025, benchmark where we are and where we want to go, and what are the action items that we need, how we need to move forward. Because the idea for us is to make the productivity level higher, to increase the GDP of the country. So guys, thank you for watching for this FB Live session. Thank you very much.